Hey everybody, welcome to Live Coding with Jesse. I'm Jesse, and today we're going to work on something that I think is really cool. We're going to make our search function a lot better because we're going to use Algolia, and I'll explain what that is. But we're going to use Algolia to handle all our search, getting all the data, going through it all, and providing the results. And we're just going to display it with React. So that's the plan for today. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody yesterday who provided some encouragement and support to me on Twitter and Instagram. So, as many of you know, I launched this project last week, the one that we've been working on for so long. And so I got a lot of positive feedback, but I did get some negative feedback, and some of it was very constructive and good, and I'm okay with that. But some of it was a little bit more mean-spirited, I guess, and didn't really even contain anything constructive. So that was kind of getting me down, and I think I had just been stressed because I'd been working a lot more than usual. I wasn't feeling well because even though I have been trying to exercise regularly, I think my immune system was just wearing down. So all these factors just combined at the point of yesterday morning, I was just feeling down, and it just was like, little bugs in the site kept coming, and I kept getting comments from people through email and social media and things that, negative feedback. And so I knew, I know how I am, and with my history of depression, I knew I got to do something or else I'm going to get really depressed here. I'm not going to be able to function. So that's why I reached out to you all on social media, and you all responded just overwhelmingly, and I thank you. I really appreciate it, and it definitely helped. It helped me to feel a lot better. I mean, some of the messages were just amazing, and there were some people, I had no idea that some people even knew who I was or watched the show or that I impacted them at all, and it was awesome to hear that. So I don't want to spend too much time and not do any coding, but I had to say thank you to you all because that it really meant a lot to me, and I'm going to be going back and looking at those messages probably many times to just give me some motivation and help me stay focused on just trying to do the best I can. So anyway, let's see, we have a lot of people here, so I'm sure there's new people. Let me explain briefly what's going on here. I'm a front-end developer. I'm employed full-time at a small university, and this is me doing my everyday work. I'm in my office right now. I'm about to work on a project, the main website for this university that we just launched last week. And so this is not a tutorial, but I do my best to try to explain what I'm doing, and I'm welcome to any questions that you have. Just let me know. I'll take breaks periodically and answer questions. At the end, if there are any questions left, I'll answer all your questions. So hopefully you can still learn something from me or from the other people in the chat. Even though, right, we're kind of going in the middle of the project, right? We've been working on this project for a really long time. This is video 98. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to set a timer here in just a minute, and we're going to start with the code, and I'm going to kind of ignore the chat for a little bit while I code, and then I'll come back to the chat and catch up on things. So let me just very briefly just check out who's in the chat now and say hello. Hey, I see a lot of you are saying hi. How's it going? I see there are some questions. There are a few questions about why I'm using Algolia over Elasticsearch. So let me address those since it's definitely going to deal directly with what we're doing. To tell you the truth, I'm really impressed with Algolia. and yesterday I already put a bunch of data in there, so I like what I see. So I'm open to Elasticsearch maybe in the future if I learn more about it and figure out that's a better way to go. I'm definitely open to it, but for now, this is a feature that I really want to get live as soon as possible. I'm not satisfied at all with the search that I created before. It worked well for some of our previous projects because there was a small amount of data, but with such a large amount of data with this site, it just does not work. There's too much. There's too much data for a user to be able to find what they're looking for. The search we did before was just very simple. If that word existed in that particular post, it would show up. Well, we're talking about thousands of posts here, so a user's not going to be able to scroll through all those. So this is going to help, and you'll see. I'll show you what we can do with this data in a little while. So if you're still confused about what Algolia is or what it's going to do, just stick around. You'll see it in action. Okay, so any of the other questions in there right now, I'm going to get to those after we do our first coding session. So let me switch my screens here. You can see this is the site. This morning I added a feature where different images would show up. So it's kind of just a random as to what image shows up, just a simple math.random and in JavaScript, and I just put all the images in an array, and so it just does a random and grabs a URL from the array and puts it in as the background image. So if you click, you get different images. Sometimes you click and it's the same one, obviously, because it's random. So just have some different. I had some feedback on the images, and they said it'd be nice to get images from different parts of campus and about different things going on. I got the most vocal feedback, and this actually came from some students where actually they said, well, we're a Catholic college, but it doesn't really say anything about us being Catholic on the main page except for this little thing right here. And that was actually true. It was kind of not really my intention to do that. I just kind of wanted to highlight all of our degrees because I wanted people to know we have really good academics here. And from our research, it showed that was an area that we could improve on in terms of the public's opinion of our university. But I threw some pictures in there. See, this is our original picture. And actually, from what I heard, these two women saw this picture and were sharing it on social media, and we're excited that they got on the website. So I actually don't know who they are. This picture I thought was really great to put on here. It shows women in STEM, and they just looked really joyful in the picture, so I thought this would be a good picture to use. But I'm glad that they like it. So anyway, let's get started. Let me go. I'm trying to find my timer. Let's see. Okay, that's better. I'm going to start up my server. Ooh, let me make this bigger. Let's start up our dev server. I did a git pull this morning, so we're all up to date. I've been working a lot from home, so I had a ton of changes. Lately, I've been it seems like I'm busier now after the site launched than I was before the site launched. We ended up finding a lot of broken links because there were multiple URLs for each page that I didn't really know about. So that was a little bit crazy. So I think we found almost all the broken links. I mean, I'm sure we'll find some more, but I'm trying to get some consistency in only having one URL go to one page and not have all this stuff everywhere. Okay, so we got our dev servers running. Now I'll be able to start up ngrok. I'm going to copy and paste a link in the live chat right now, and that's going to let you all check out the changes we're making to the website in real time, and you'll be able to inspect it and everything right there on your machine. So I guess I'll go over here, and this is the live site. This is at franciscan.edu. You could check that out if you want. But I'm going to go to localhost right now. And I'm going to put this on a different branch. Let me make this a bit bigger. I think that's probably still too small. Okay, so down here in my terminal, and I'm using Visual Studio Code. I know usually people ask about this, and I just have the little terminal option down there. So if you go to View, you can open your terminal right there. And I always have two open, one to run the dev server and the other one for commands, usually like Git commands. But I'm going to go to a different branch right now, and if you're not familiar with Git, it's basically like I can test out some things, like a separate version of my project, without messing up my main version that I'm going to push to my live server at some point. So this will let us work without having to worry about breaking something, because if we do, we can always switch back to the master branch, make a quick change if we need to. Right? So that's why I'm going to make this branch. So I'm going to do a git checkout with a B flag. That B flag is what's going to make the branch. Checkout's actually going to switch us to the branch. So we're combining two git commands. And then after that, I just type the name of the branch. So this is going to be, let's just call it search. Hopefully I don't have a branch called search. All right, nice. I thought I might. So we have a new branch called search. And now what I'd like to do is I'm going to use a package from Algolia called React Instant Search. So I'm just going to copy and paste what they have in their instructions in Git. So that's yarn add React Instant Search DOM and then Algolia search. So while that's loading up, I'm going to copy and paste into the live chat the link to this repository. Where's it at? Okay, so if you want to check out this package, there's the link right there. Also, let me give you a link to the documentation so you can check that out as well. The second link is the documentation, and then I'll show you the Algolia dashboard and what's going on over there in just a minute. Alright, so all of this is now loaded, and I'm going to try to do just something really basic first to make sure everything works. I'm going to have to set up some API keys before it will work with the data that I brought in. So let's get that running. And I'm just going to copy and paste the basic getting started code. So you'll see it in a second when I paste it in here. And let's see. Let's just do this on the search page. So we already have a search page. But what I'd like to do here is, I guess, add this search in. Let's get rid of, you know what, let's not get rid of anything for right now. Let's just add this in, and then we know we'll probably end up getting rid of most of this, but for now I just want a page where we can view what's happening. So right here in this grid where we have our original search, whoa, and I tried to copy everything in there, and that was a bad move. Okay, let me do this a better way. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy this component in here. Whoops, and I don't even need this. Okay, so we have this instant search component, and we're going to pass in the index name and the search client. So I don't have an index called Best Buy. I'm going to have to figure out where my index, I do believe I have an index called faculty or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, WP post faculty. So let's use that. Okay, so this index contains all of the data we have on faculty, so all of our faculty profiles. This one's kind of cool because we should also be able to pull images since we have featured images. So hopefully we can get that working, and then our search results will contain little thumbnail images as well, which is it looks kind of cool. Looks fancy, right? Now our search client, we need to pass in some data for that, and I'm going to need to probably put that in a .env file so I don't put all of my API keys out there. Let me see what I need. I may need search client index. Adding components to your app. All right. If you're following along, let me bring some of this over so you can see what I'm looking at. So here's, oops, not that. Where am I looking? Okay, here we go. So here's the documentation. And then this is the README for the GitHub page. So I'm right here. I've just been copying and pasting some of this over. And let me grab this while I'm here and while I remember. We'll just pop this down here. Okay. Algolia search. And then we need to bring this in. And we can put this, I guess, wherever. Let's just put it right here. It'll be easier, less scrolling around. So I'm not sure what values need to be here. So that's what we need to look up. So instant search. Let's just check here in the documentation, see if we can find it. Okay, it looks like this one it's a little bit different. Huh. All right, let me know if y'all are seeing what I'm seeing here. It looks like the instructions are different here and here. I wonder, let's see when the last time the README was updated. README was updated a month ago. So I'd say that's pretty new. We're looking at, I don't know what version this is. Okay. I'm gonna check the chat too, just to see if you all notice something. API ID and key. Okay, Harshit from the live chat is saying the one on GitHub is old. Is that use the docs? Okay, cool. Okay, and Michael Creel is saying the app ID is latency, the API key, and the index name. Okay, cool. So actually, this shouldn't be a problem for me to put this in here because it's not my secret API key, right? So Algolia can be used client side, so like it should be fine in terms of your API will be fine, right? Nobody's going to get access to be able to change anything on your API. They maybe could pull data from your API, which in my opinion is fine, right? Because this is all information we want the public to have, so why not give it to them? All right, so let's do that. Let me go to, on my other screen, I am going to go to my dashboard just to grab my API keys. Actually, yeah, let me show you the dashboard because the secret API key is hidden, right? So nobody can see that anyway, so I'm okay with that. So this is the Algolia dashboard. We've gone to API keys, and this is our application ID. I'm going to copy that, and let's put it. Actually, let's go with what the doc said. Actually, the docs don't even have me using Algolia search, so maybe I don't need that. All right, so let's go with what they say here. Let's get rid of this and get rid of this and scroll down. There we go. Okay, so we're not gonna have search client. I'm gonna paste this. We already have index name, so let's get rid of that. Now we can throw in our app ID. Oops. Our app ID. And our API key. Okay. Let's save that, and let's see. Oh, Harshit says he's feeling too sleepy today. See you, Harshit. I know it's really late where you're at. Thank you so much for joining us and for helping out. Okay, so hopefully everything else is okay. I know I kind of switched instructions there in the middle. We could probably get rid of... I'm not going to do it right now. We can clean it up later, but we may not need that Algolia search package that I loaded, so maybe I'll get rid of that in a little bit. But first, let's just see if this is working. Let's see. Alright, so it says use widgets here, which it looks like we've already put in. Yeah, we put in a search box and it hits. So let's see if anything shows up. You all may already know. You may be going to that page already. So I'm going to go to search and see. Nothing showing up here. Yeah, so it looks like nothing is rendering. I want to inspect this and just see if anything is there. See what's going on. Inspect. Oh, it's popping up on my other screen. Let's see. So it should be... Yeah, that's weird. Alright, let's... It's insert search box. It's... Alright, let's go back to the documentation. I feel like I can't talk today. I keep like searching for the words. I'm pretty tired. I was up before 5 a.m. today. It was actually exciting. So there's a conference in Russia, a JavaScript conference called Holy.js, and it's held, I think, twice a year, once in Moscow and once, I can't remember the other location, but I got, I guess, kind of interviewed to be a speaker at the one in Moscow at the end of November. So I had to do the interview at a time that was convenient in Moscow time. So it was 1 p.m. in Moscow when I did the interview, but it was 6 a.m. where I'm at. So I wanted to make sure I got up early and was prepared. So I may be speaking about how we built this app at a conference in Russia in November. I really hope I get to go, because I've never been out of the country. I am going to go to Germany, though, for the DocFest conference. So that'll be cool. So I may go from being 30, I'll be 33 in October. So I'll go from being 33 years old and never leaving the country to going to 2 foreign countries in November, maybe. That'll be fun. All right, let's see what our widgets are. Okay, so search box That's good. We did that right. Search box. Okay. And then, all right, let's see about styling the widgets maybe. I mean, it seems like I should see something without the styling, right? Anything? Hmm. Maybe I'm gonna get rid of hits because I don't really know what that does right now, and I'd rather keep it simple. Just if we're just trying to make this work, so let's get rid of that, and let's also get rid of. See, I don't want to get rid of too much and then have. Let's just move this somewhere. My fear is that I start removing this stuff and then it causes errors, and then I have to try to go back and see. We're going to take up half the stream just removing things. So let's see. Let's just throw something in here. Put it a little further down the page. Maybe we'll have better luck if it's showing up. Yay, look, we got something. So right here we have a search. Whoops, I accidentally clicked on a link. Okay, so we have a search here. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can find some education faculty members. Search. Okay. Nothing happened. I'm going to check the console. I have it open another screen. And it looks like we're getting an error. Alright, let me show you the error we're getting. Okay. It's not. Yeah, let me make this bigger. Okay. Okay, so it failed. Failed loading post. So it looks like it was trying to get something and failed. And we got some errors here, which, to tell you the truth, I'm not 100% sure this is just from Algolia. I suspect it is, but I'm trying to see. I don't see anything that says for sure that it's coming from there. So I guess we'll try. So it's trying to make a call. Let's see what's happening. Here's all our Algolia queries, and we can see. Let's make this large so we can kind of see what's happening. Here's the results that we get from the index post faculty, and it looks like, yeah, we're getting data, right? So we have here Dr. Alex Plato. I just saw him earlier today. He's a good guy. He's also a philosophy professor, and he has the best name for a philosophy professor. Okay, so we actually did get the data. I'm just not exactly sure what happened here. Okay, so we got the data. It's just not displayed. Let's look at our console again. So it failed. No, that's not it. There we go. Okay, so it looks like it failed up here, but it actually worked down here. So maybe let's just get rid of everything, restart it, and then see what's happening. If I can find... Here we are. Okay. Let's just try it again. We'll hit search again. Let me refresh, and then we'll do a search. Alright, actually, let me check first. Okay. Looks like we're getting whatever errors we just got before may not even be due to Algolia. Let's go. We're going to search again and see what happens. Interesting. Okay, so it seems like we fail first, and then it works. But in any case, nothing is actually being displayed. So let's go back to our documentation. In about 3 minutes, I'm going to go back and answer some things in the live chat. Harshit says, you need hits component to display data. Thanks, Harshit. I guess that component I just deleted was more important than I thought. So let's throw that back in there. We'll put it down under the search box. The hits component, and we'll go up here and make sure we import hits component. Oops. Harshit, I thought you were going to sleep, but you came back to save the day. Thank you. Okay, oops, let's... Hey, look at this. We have it. It looks not great, but we have it. Cool, so the data's here. Look, it's a live search. So I just typed biology. Let me zoom in. So I just typed in biology, and we get the data. Let's type in, I don't know, let's see if we have anybody named Joe. No Joe. Yeah, let's see. There we go. We do have some Josephs, though. That works. Cool. All right. So next step then, we need to make this look good. It's working, obviously. So that's important, right? It's on the site. We're getting the data. It works. Here's the next steps, because the timer's about to go off. So I'm going to do these next steps just so we know where to pick off. Not only do we need to make it look good, which is definitely important, but we've only searched for faculty, right? I have a lot of other things I want to search for. So right now, every post type is an individual index in Algolia. So we need to figure out, how do you search multiple indices with Algolia? Michael says that's fast. Yeah, it's insanely fast. It's so much faster than what we built. So it's better in many ways. So we need to, probably the first thing we should do is make sure we have all our data in order. So let's figure out how to search multiple indices. Then once we see what all the data is going to be like, then we can figure out how we're going to display it. First thing we'll do, though, is before we try to make our own solution, we'll see what solution comes prepackaged with Algolia. I think that styling section that I skipped over is probably going to come in handy here. So that's what we'll look for. If we like how Algolia styles it, then maybe we'll do it like that. Hopefully, maybe it'll work right off the bat, maybe some minimal styling changes, and then we can have this thing live like before I leave today, which would be awesome. Okay. Short break. I'm going to go to the live chat. I'm scrolling all the way up to the top. I'm going to answer as many questions as I can. Let's see. Just a lot of people saying hello. So I'm not going to read out all the individual hellos, but I am reading them. So I know that you said hi, and I'm saying hi back. Mauro says, if possible, use test-driven development. I know. I need to be better with using tests, and I'm just always busy, and I don't make it a priority. Realistically, I mean, that's the truth. If I made it a priority, I would probably do it. But it's so tempting to just, get code written without worrying about tests. So I need to do a better job at that, and feel free to call me out on that if y'all see me doing it too. Maybe I ought to take a course on tests, writing tests, and part of the reason why I don't do it is because I just don't feel confident in my skills at it. So that might be a good idea. Rukarmer says, you're doing an amazing job. Don't listen to the negative feedback. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I mean, sometimes there's some truth in the negative feedback. So I'm trying to read it, hear it, and see like what is the truth to it. So like some of the feedback about not actually not giving any indication that this is a Catholic university. The way that people were saying it was kind of mean, but the truth was, yeah, actually, I mean, the previous website, it was really obvious, and this website, it wasn't. So the truth was, hey, maybe I ought to include some type of image that would show that. So, I mean, it is truth, but when you get so much of that, it does just kind of wear you down. Like, even if I'm trying to ignore it, it still it's in there, it's in your brain. Orhan says, in a word I can't say, to the haters, no worries, you're doing a majestic job. Oh, I love that. A majestic job. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mauro says, Algolia uses Elasticsearch in the background. It just makes it easy to implement. Oh, awesome. That's really cool. I did not realize that. Yura says, you're looking bad. Don't take it so close to your heart. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate the sentiment. That stinks that I'm looking bad, but like realistically, my eyes were probably red. Like I was up super early. Let's see. Mauro says, Algolia is better for just front-end devs. If you're full stack, you can use Elasticsearch so you have more control over the search. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Like I said, maybe I'll check it out at some point and use it on a future project or work it into this project. Seems like something maybe I'd need to research a little bit more to get right, though. Trip says, do you enjoy your job? Not are you happy with it, but do you enjoy it? I do enjoy my job. I mean, there are always parts of a job that you don't enjoy, so sometimes like the attitude of people that I work with, not necessarily in my own department, but like in the larger organization, is frustrating. So I don't necessarily enjoy that part of my job, but I do enjoy what I do. I enjoy building websites, apps, making them look nice, making them fast, and through that helping people to get information or do their jobs, better than they did before. I mean, I think that's really cool. That's pretty awesome. So I definitely enjoy that. Trip says, as much as you did when you started coding. Honestly, I think I enjoy what I do now more than I did when I started because I'm better at it now. Before, there was just so much, I had to think about everything. Everything was hard, right? There was so much that I didn't know and so much that I was like, I don't know if I can do that. Now, I know, I'm more confident in the things that I know, and I'm okay with the things that I don't know, right? I realize that I can't be an expert at everything, so I've just been able to let go and not worry that I'm not an expert at everything, and just say, you know what, like I'm gonna do what I know how to do. I'm gonna try to learn as much as I can, but at the end of the day, like I'm gonna try to produce something awesome. No matter what technology I end up using or whatever. Like, so I like that. I don't know, and I think it can be like that with everything. When you first start something, it's fun because it's new, right? But then you get into this area where like you start to realize how bad you are at it because you're new, and then it's not as fun because you see other people doing awesome stuff and you can't do that yet. So once you get past that, and I think I'm past that to a certain extent, right? There's still a ton of cool stuff I want to be able to do, but I can't yet. But I can do a lot. So now it's fun. I know, okay, if somebody asks me to do this thing, I know I got this, right? Now it's not a matter of can I do it. It's, well, like, how am I going to do it? How fast can I make it? How nice can I make it look? What new tech can I use and learn while I'm doing this? And that's fun. It's fun for me. And the added thing of being able to see you all in the live stream is just like this whole another level of just coolness to what I do that is just unexpected and really amazing. So that's a really good question. That made me think, but I like that. I like that question. Okay, definitely didn't get through all the questions. I'm going to start up my Pomodoro timer again, and let's see. Cool. Harshit just gave me the Algolia CSS. Awesome. So let's go over and throw this CSS in our head. There we go. So we have our layout here, and let's grab. So Harshit put in that CSS, but I want to just, you know what? I'm just don't feel like actually typing out a link tag, so I'm gonna grab this. Let's see. I think this is what Harshit does. Instant search, themes. Oh, maybe this is different. Actually, this is different. I wonder. I'm gonna grab these because they're already there. Reset. You can click this. All right. We'll try the reset one first. What is the difference? Okay. All right. They recommend using the reset. So let me grab this one. And we'll paste this in. So we have this little head component, and that lets us throw in things like link tags, right? So we already have this link tag of our page.css, and which page.css gets used on almost everything. So might not be a bad idea to just make that global. I'd have to make sure. Okay, let's see what we have now. Okay, looks like maybe didn't do anything. Where's my CSS? Okay, that came in. Why did it not do anything? Reset is basic. Algolia is more stylish. Okay. So let's go with the more stylish one. Oh, okay. Let's go back here and see. Let's see what the Algolia one is. Where's my... Whoops. Gotta close that tag. Whoops. Keep going the wrong way. Okay. Alright. Oh yeah, that's definitely different here. Okay, cool. So now we're getting this. Still, like, we're getting a lot of this. So we probably need to indicate somehow exactly what data we want to display, because a lot of this is completely irrelevant. But this is pretty cool. I mean, it's not exactly the style that we use for the website. So I would be okay with adding it like in here with this type of styling temporarily, just to get a good search in there, because the functionality is important to get in there right away. And then maybe going back and redoing it so that it matches our material design style. But this is good enough. I think it could work. Definitely need to figure out. Oh, you know what? I just said at the end of the last Pomodoro session that we were going to get all our data before we started styling, and I completely forgot. Okay. Well, we reversed that, and let's see. Sorry, my boss just sent me a question. Okay. So up to this point, it's been mostly me entering data and some student workers, and I haven't gone through the process yet of really teaching anybody else how to enter data. So it's a little bit crazy for me because every time something needs changed, like I get these questions. So, all right, let's check our documentation and figure out how to get search multiple indices. Right? Is that how you do it? It's not indexes, right? It's indices. I don't know. I think it's indices. Okay, let's see if it says it. Parameters. Okay, Charbel says sometimes it is indexes. All right, let's go to the dashboard and see what it says. All right, Algolia uses the term indices, so I guess we'll just use indices for now. And all right. There we go, multi-index. Why didn't I see that? There we go. You can use multiple index components. Each index component takes one prop. Okay. All right. Let's check out both examples. So it looks like there's two different ways to do it. Not that one. Let's go to source and check out app. Okay. So they have instant search and they have one index there, and then underneath hits they use index. Oh, and then results in the second database. All right, let's just copy and paste this and see how it looks. See if this is what kind of what we're going for. Let's import index first. And then we'll use it down here. Whoops, down here. So under hits. Sorry, my boss messaged me again. So let's put in a real index name. Let's go to our dashboard and see faculty. I thought I had more than this. Oh well. We could go with campus security, because I think that's all, those all have the data that they need, so we'll go with that. So is that what it was? Oh, it's hyphenated. There we go. Okay. Alright. Oh, okay. Alright, so this will put them, they'll be displayed, but they'll just be displayed below. Interesting. Okay. All right, let's see. We need... I'm just not sure about that. I mean, I just don't know about it. It works, but I'm not sure that that's the best thing. Let's look at the other option. So what is this? React Instant Search, app multi-index. This seems a lot more complicated, but maybe it'll give us what we want. Mad Duchess says, my phone is tripping, I'll catch you later. See ya, thanks for watching. Alright, how much time we have? 12 minutes? Okay, let's try to get this other example working. Let's see, we may need to put this, yeah, you know what, let's just grab this whole component, let's make a new component, and we'll do this. Or how about this, let's just get rid of this entire search page and pop this in here and call it search. Nope. Okay. And React auto suggest. I guess I have to do this. Yarn add. Alright, so we're getting React auto suggest, and API keys. I gotta put my API key in again. It's so convenient when they have that little button that copies automatically. I mean, it seems like something like, oh, I don't need this, you know, but really, it's so helpful. And what did we have? WP posts. Faculty. And then campus. And let's go with news. Cool. Let's see. Can't resolve React Instant Search connectors. Let's check out the package JSON from this example. Make sure we have everything. React DOM, React Instant Search, auto suggest. Looks like we have all the packages. Michael was shocked that I just deleted everything. Alright, why is this not working? What the heck? It should be React Instant Search connectors. Alright, let's go back to the documentation. Maybe you need to use the autocomplete connectors. Alright, so let's see what it says about this. Let's see. Alright, let's copy and paste this and just search for it and see what comes up. Okay. When you want to display a widget using another library like Material UI. Hey, cool, I do want to. What are connectors? How to use them? When I first installed this, I installed React Instant Search DOM and not React Instant Search, right? Let's check our package JSON. Yep. Okay. Here's what we need to do. Let's go yarn. I don't know what the command is. Let's try remove. Let's double check and make sure I don't need this DOM thing. Okay. Cool, we removed it. Alright. Also, while we're at it, let's remove Algolia search. Yarn Algolia search. Then we can install yarn, or we could do yarn. What is it called? React Instant Search. All right. So as Harshit mentioned earlier, for whatever reason, the instructions in the README were out of date. So we started with those instructions, and then we moved over to the other ones, which were newer. Unfortunately, it was actually different packages. So hopefully now things will work. So let's go back and see. Yay! All right, look how beautiful this page is. All right, let's see. What do we want to say? Let's see if we have COMP, computer science. Nothing. What is happening? We inspect. I can't see anything. Why is this box? Alright, yeah. What is going on? Can't read property. Determine when to find. Alright, looks like some weirdness is happening. Finish loading post. Alright, we're getting stuff, right? Let's see what we got from here. Alright, we got these queries, results, faculty. Yeah, we got. Who is this? Yeah, Dr. Christina Safransky. She's a very nice woman. Talked to her last week. Alright, so for whatever reason, we're having some issues getting this rendered, but it looks like it works though. Okay, it's just it's not. So we're getting the data. That works. That's important. Let's see where I've gone wrong. Hey, maybe I'll look at the error message. That seems like a good idea. Okay. Uncaught type. Cannot read property. Determine when to find. Auto suggest JS 41. Just 77. Alright, let's check this out. 77 auto suggest. Okay, you know what? Probably one of these props I passed in is not working right with the data that we actually have. Alright, so those look good. All right, so let's see what these are doing. Hits value, the state, search for product, placeholder, section hits, section index. All right, my timer went off. Let's do another break. And I'm going to scroll up and try to figure out where I left off so we can answer more questions. And probably do another Pomodoro session after this to figure out what's going on. Just, it feels like we're close, you know? Just have to sort out what's going on there with all those props. Might not be a bad idea to just go to the documentation and figure out what those props actually do. Masood says, I want to learn computer software coding system. Awesome. Well, hopefully you'll be able to learn something from my streams. Feel free to ask any questions. What's up, dude? Says, hey, you future bald guy. It said blad guy, but I'm assuming bald guy. I hope I don't go bald, but I mean, it could happen. I mean, I kind of like my hair. Aditya says, hey, you're doing a really great job. Please keep it up. Thank you. I appreciate it. Divya says, today I had a React Redux interview. I was supposed to make an app which renders data from their Bitcoin API, and it made me so confused because I made a fetch data action with Axios GET request. Oh, well, I mean, what happened? Did you end up being able to do it? I mean, how did it go? MIT Plus says, thank you for your awesome informative answers. You're welcome. Thanks for watching. Harshit says, are you going to use React Instant Search? Yep. Actually, that was probably really early on before I said I was going to use it. Let's see. Phoenix says, today I successfully created my blog site using Gatsby. It was previously plain HTML and JavaScript. It's a great tool. Made a few mistakes that cost a couple of hours, but I learned. Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. Hamemi says, amazing progress on the website since last time I saw it. Great work. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Albert asked what CSS library I'm using. It's called Material UI. Mahmoud gave me a little winking kissy face with a heart emoji, so thank you. Carlos says, hi Jesse, hello everyone, good to be able to watch live again. Haven't been able to watch live these days back. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you are able to watch live. It's good to see you. John says, I guess I missed a bunch. At the point you came in, not too much, I guess. Carlos says, Jesse, maybe you can come to Switzerland, would be great. That would be so awesome. So, all right, so anybody that may at some point ever want to like hang out with me or get a cup of coffee or whatever, if you're ever near Pittsburgh, let me know, because I'm not that far from Pittsburgh and I would drive up there and hang out. But if there's a tech conference near you, let me know, like in enough time that I can try to apply to speak there, and then I'll go. Or if it's in the United States, my employer may pay for me to go, so that would also be okay. If it's outside the United States, I doubt they'll pay for me, but if I was a speaker, the conference would probably pay for me to go. And then I'd be more than happy to come hang out. So I try to stay up to date on the conferences, but there's so many of them, it's hard to keep track of all of them, and I really like going to conferences and meeting people and speaking. Let's see. Let's see. John says, nice opportunity. Think of me on your travels since you share your birthday with me. Oh, really? We share a birthday? No way. So my birthday's October 29th. So if anybody has lots of money laying around and wants to buy me something, I'll send you a link to my Amazon wish list. And no, I'm just messing around. But if you want to wish me happy birthday, that'd be cool. Let's see. I mean, you don't have to right now, but like in October. Charbo asked if I've ever been to an O'Reilly conference. I have not, but I'm really interested in it. They seem like huge, like cool conferences. So definitely would be interested in going. They're kind of expensive. I don't want to say for sure, but I like vaguely remember that those conferences were a little bit more expensive than the conferences I usually go to. Okay. My timer went off again, so I'm just kind of scanning through to see where the next question is so I can start there next time. Okay. 2:35. I'm going to write down this question. Or that timestamp. Oh my goodness. I just looked at my phone. I don't think I've ever had this many notifications. Let me see. I wonder if y'all can see that. Like, that's all the notifications across the bottom there. It's so many. Alright. I don't know what's happening. It's lots of news stories and YouTube notifications. Alright. We're going to do one more Pomodoro session, try to get this working. If I can't get it in one more session, then I'll just read the rest of the questions and we'll end it, and I'll work on it later on, hopefully. And I got until 5. So at 5, the university's having this like Oktoberfest thing. So we have a campus in Austria, in Gaming, and so they call it Gaming Fest, but it's basically like an Oktoberfest thing. And that's at 5, and my kids are coming, my wife's coming, so I got to finish by then. Whoops, my boss just sent me this to show me that the title... Okay, so that is actually a big deal. I don't know if you can see because it's small, but there's no title tag on these pages. So that's important for search engine optimization. Also, there's no indicator of what this page actually is. So the URL, you can see it's the theology faculty, but it'd be cool to have a title on the page, which is already on my list anyway, but it's going to move higher up on my list now that my boss said to do it. So I just told my boss that I'm going to finish the search thing first, and then I will move on to that. So I think that will be good. Let's see. Where do we leave off? Oh, the props. So we're getting an error about... Okay, so the error happened. Let's see if we can get a better... Render suggestions. Alright, just kind of wanted to check out that error message, see if we can get a hint of exactly where it was. Render suggestion. It looks like it's the suggestions part. Name, hit, tag name, work. All right, so let's read about this render suggestion prop first and see if we can figure it out. Where are we at? Autocomplete. That's the autocomplete component, right? Yeah. Let's see if we can find that then. Let's see. Did anything come up when I searched for that? Connect autocomplete? Let's see there. That does not look like what I'm looking for. Alright, let's see what this does. I just want... I just want to know what these props do, right? It's not... Attribute name. Alright, so it seems like... Let me read this error message again. So it's trying to trim a property that is undefined. I'm assuming then that it's that hit property that's undefined. So we're passing in a string of name and a string of mark. So that should be fine. It should be defined. The only thing that potentially could be undefined is hit. So we're passing in render. Is it render suggestion? Oh, that's just render suggestion, period. Get suggestions. Oh, you know what? We need to go up to on suggestions fetch, on suggestions clear requested, suggestions value. Let's figure out where all this stuff is getting passed around. Okay, so that's supposed to return hit name. Maybe name isn't a value. So I mean, hit should work, right? But if it's trying to get name, let's see our data. Let's go back to our network and see what we're getting. So a result, and we have hits, right? So each hit is going to be here. So we have hits and we have name. We don't, right? No, we don't have name. So what do we want to use? So this is supposed to be get suggestion value. Now we don't really want name. We want, I'm assuming that name would be what's actually displayed. So let's see. I guess we want title, post title. So what we want is, for this particular hit, so it's gonna go hits in a particular hit. Let's see if we can just do hit dot post title and see if that'll work. Okay. Just kind of scanning through to see if there's anything else that we might need to change. Okay, and there should be a title. What did I call that? Post title? Yeah, there should be a post title for every piece of data that we pull in, since we're dealing with all posts. I'm going to refresh this, and let's go back to the console, see what we're getting. Window ID, okay, that's fine. So we're going to go... see what we're getting. Okay, we're not getting that error anymore. That's good. We're still not displaying anything. We're not displaying anything, so let's inspect just to see if it's just CLI roles. Yeah, nothing's coming up. So that says post underscore title. Oh, was that it? Was it? Did I put the wrong thing in? Good catch on that. Let's double check that. It is post underscore title. Awesome. I'm so glad you saw that. Who was that? Swag caught the post underscore title, and that's probably our issue. I'm really glad you caught that, because it may have taken me forever to figure it out. Alright, let's see if we get something now. No. Let me refresh manually just to double check and make sure. Okay, still not. Let's see if we're getting any errors though. Okay, no errors. Oops, not on the console. Alright, no errors, which is good. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, I was wondering if we can make an error by typing in some gibberish, but still no errors, so that's good. Okay, let's see. Render section title. Let's check out where that's at. Render section title. Alright, actually that's not it. We want not the section, we want the suggestion. And let's say instead of the hit, let's see if we can get the title to render here. I'm not really sure what. Yeah, there's got to be some documentation for this that I'm missing that explains more about what this does. Failed prop type, string supplied to highlighter expected. Okay, so it does expect an object, not a string. So let's bring it back down to hit. Okay. Oh, okay. That's a great idea. Let's log this. We're going to console log hit just to see what we're getting, and that was Destroyer of Worlds says log the object. Great idea. When all else fails, console log to the rescue. I'm going to do that to just to clear the console. Alright, let's see what we get. Whoa! All right. Up here. Okay, so this is what we get when we get hits. So it should be hit dot, and this post title would give us the title. Okay. Um, Maybe wasn't this saying name before? Maybe it's looking for the attribute and it's going to highlight that attribute. So maybe what we need to do is say, maybe it's going to use this value for the search. Well, it's worth a try. We'll figure it out in a second. Yes, that was it. Okay, cool. Yeah, who needs documentation? Trial and error, right? No. All right, cool. So, all right, so that's what we need. Basically, it will show whatever we put in here. Tag name. I don't know what this tag name thing is. Let's try to give it another value. Let's give it this post type value and see what happens. Okay, so I don't know what that is. It didn't do anything visually. Let's see if it did anything down here. Oh, post type. What? Bio highlighted. Huh. It's supposed to be highlighted, and it's not. Interesting. Let's see. Alright, so this class is supposed to be highlighting it, but it looks like, I don't know, maybe we're missing some styles. But I still can't find what happened. Yeah, I don't know what this tag name is for, but at least we know we can get that displayed, which is cool. Okay, Vipul says the name that you are giving to tag name is becoming the tag name. Oh. Okay. No, it's not. Okay, yeah. So the post type should be campus security, but if we search, that's not actually listed anywhere on the page except here, but this is not, it has extra stuff there, so that's not it. So I'm not exactly sure what this is doing right now. All right, but this is good. This at least lets us know like what it's working. We can get the data back and we can display the data on the page, right? So this is good news. And what we'll be able to do then, let's see the data we have. Make sure we have the proper data. Okay, so what we need is okay, so we definitely need the title and content, or I should say we don't necessarily need to show the content, I guess. We just need to make sure that gets searched. If we have an image, it'll be cool to show the thumbnail image. The only piece of data that we're missing that's very important is we have a special field called what's it called? Called search URL, and that was added with a WordPress plugin called Advanced Custom Fields. I need to create a plugin to be able to have Algolia, through the Algolia WordPress plugin, be able to get the data that's in Advanced Custom Fields. So I can't complete this until I do that. So that's definitely going to be, I mean, that's a crucial step that has to be done. And it would also be good to find some documentation for what I can do with this component, this autocomplete. Or is it auto suggest? Was I searching for the wrong thing the whole time? I was. Where is auto suggest from? Okay, so this is why I couldn't find documentation. I think this is a completely separate thing. Okay. There we go. Cool, look at this. We got all the props, right? Nice. Now we can see what this is. Alright, so suggestion value implemented to teach auto suggest what should be the input value when suggestion is clicked. Okay. Render suggestion. Okay, so in render suggestion, we could do whatever we want. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Input props, pass through arbitrary props to the input. Must contain at least value, not change. Okay. Code every time it's just highlighted will be called every time the highlighted suggestion changes. Should render suggestions, always render suggestions. Alright, there's all kind of cool stuff. I'm not going to read through all this right now on the stream. That'll be boring for you all. But this is really cool. I'm going to paste this in the live chat. And that way, if you all want to check that out, you can. But this seems really cool. Like, we could definitely do a lot with it and customize. Let's see, render suggestion. Okay, so we're getting. I wondered where we were bringing in highlight. We're pulling in highlight from instant search. All right, so if we want to know what's going on with highlight, we need to look that up in the instant search documentation. There we go. We use the mark tag to highlight. This tag is specifically made for highlighting pieces of text. The default tag is EM, mostly for legacy. Okay, so this is the actual HTML tag that gets used then. Interesting. Let's see what that looks like. We should be able to see that now. Now that I know what I'm looking for. Yay, look at that. So post... It's literally taking the word post type and putting it there. That makes sense now. So we could throw in mark and see what that looks like. Okay, now we can see the highlighting is working. That makes a lot of sense. Alright, cool. So, highlight. Yeah, so this just says what we want to highlight. Create a custom hit widget. Create a custom hit widget for the results. Oh, okay. Interesting. So I wonder if we could do something like... I wonder if this will work, if we could do this. Yeah. So I started using a different keyboard at home, so my typing is like all over the place. I think because of this. Let's see if we can get content to show up here. I want to see if I could put both of them together, if it'll work. Yes! Check that out. Nice. So, oops. Didn't mean to click on that. Nice. Let's just throw in an ugly BR in here for a second. What? It didn't work. Alright. Anyway, that's really cool. So, that's awesome. Alright, anyway, my timer went off. So, for now, I think we made a lot of good progress. Not ready to go live with it just yet, but we came really far. It's nice. So let me go back to the chat, right where I left off at. I'm going to answer all your questions. Okay. First, I need to take a drink of this G Fuel because I'm tired. I haven't said this in a while, but if anybody from G Fuel is watching, I would definitely allow you to have the honor of me sponsoring you. Just if you give me some free G Fuel, I would shout it out on the show. Just a suggestion, just throwing it out there. Or if you're a rival company to G Fuel, I would be interested in switching if I could get free stuff that has caffeine in it. All right. I'm sorry, I lost my place. I'm just stalling. Okay, here's the question. Okay. 12:35. What am I listening to? I'm like distracted by this Alanis Morissette song that's playing right now on my headphones. I had 90s music playing. It says, how does it get all that data? Does it send a GET request? So we're talking about Algolia. Does it send a GET request per letter you type to Algolia, which does what amounts to magic, and then sends back a response? Let's see. Let's see what it does. We can go. Let's move the console back in so we can see it at the same time. What is that? Okay, so we'll keep the console here, and let's see what's happening. Yeah, it looks like we're getting data back on every click. We can look at the network at the XHR requests and see. So we go. Actually, it's hard to see. There's too many of them. All right, but I mean that's a lot of requests. So I'm guessing on every single time we type. I have no idea how it does it that fast, but that's pretty cool. We can check our dashboard and see. I wonder if it'll tell us like the activity. 24 minutes. Wow, yeah, so in the last 24 hours, we had 455 queries, 90% of queries under 15 milliseconds. Wow. That's cool. Let's see. Alright, so there's a conversation going on, a little side conversation about this all stemmed from birthdays and age and keto and weight loss. So it says, I've seen, so Mad Dad's just saying, I've seen a couple of people do the snake keto diet and drop 1 billion pounds quick. I'm not a huge cake fan, but sweet coffee is my weakness. So I just brought that up because I did earlier in the year, I did like kind of a really strict diet, and I wasn't trying to do keto, but it ended up being kind of like a keto diet. And I lost like 15 pounds, and it was like somewhat quickly, so it definitely worked. But it's funny because part of the thing that I did have to give up was like putting a lot of stuff in my coffee. So I got in the habit of just drinking black coffee because it's almost no calories. So you just drink black coffee all day. Caffeine's like kind of an appetite suppressant, and you feel kind of full. So anyway, just reminded me. I'm back on a diet, but it's way more relaxed at this point. John Hansen says, it is fast. It's going round trip to Google WordPress database. Oh, actually, so we're not going round trip. So this may explain a little bit about why this is fast. So we have a round trip not back to WordPress, but what we've done is we've exported as JSON all of the data in WordPress. And it just sits here in, on Algolia servers or whatever. So it just goes to there, it grabs that data and comes back. So I think that helps explain some of the speed, that it doesn't have to go through WordPress, through PHP, into MySQL, and then back out, which, that saves a lot of time. See. Nikki says, Front End Masters is free right now. Can't follow any lessons there now, sadly, but I recommend to check it out. Oh, cool. All right, so everybody, Front End Masters is free right now, so check it out. I don't remember if I've ever done one of their courses or not, but I've heard good things about them. So if you're looking for a course, definitely check that out. Michael says, earlier we were talking about how I did get a lot of complaints. I don't know about a lot, but very intense complaints about the new website not showing the university as being really Catholic. So, like, here's the new site. And Michael says, isn't the name Franciscan kind of a giveaway that it's Catholic? Yeah. I mean, I think there's a good argument to be made that the university already has enough Catholic stuff associated with it that we're not really at risk of losing that just because we don't explicitly talk about it on the homepage. Like, our logo has a cross in it. We do have the name Franciscan, right? So, I mean, there's something to be said for that. But it wasn't an unreasonable suggestion that maybe we put something a little bit more overtly Catholic, on the website. So, since I wasn't really opposed to the idea, I put it there. But I think based on the data that we have, we do have a problem with the perception that our academic programs aren't as good as academic programs from other schools. Okay, so I don't know that that's true, but that's the perception that we got back from some surveys and stuff. So that's what we want to try to showcase, what we do have, so people realize that we have a lot of good stuff going on here academically as well. Charbill says, ask for a quick tutorial on ngrok. I don't really know much about ngrok other than it works. It's a command line tool. You just start running a server locally, and then you just run a command basically saying, ngrok, here's where my server is, port 3000. You hit enter, and it gives you these URLs, and it does everything else. So they have free plans that are pretty limited, Incontrivable, who built ngrok, was extremely generous and allows us to basically have an unlimited free plan for Free Code Camp live streams. Otherwise, if you want to be able to have a lot of users at the same time, a lot of people accessing your URL, you do need to have a paid plan. I think it's a monthly thing. But that's pretty much it. I mean, in terms of like setup and what you need to do, it's really easy. There's like a few steps to set it up, but once you do it, like you're good. It's set up forever on that computer. All right. All right, I'm trying to find a question. There's a lot of like back and forth talk between everybody in the live chat, which is awesome. But if anybody's interested, you can read the live chat when you're watching this later on. But I'm not going to read it all out. Let's see. Rithik says, "What is the name of the software? Visual Basic." Sorry if I sound weird, but I don't know. It's Visual Studio Code. I think you're referring to the code editor, Visual Studio Code. Thanks. Mad Duchess says there's nothing wrong with bald for guys anyway. Earlier, somebody said that I think they were trying to say that I was going to go bald, which may be true. And I said I didn't want to go bald. Mad Duchess says there's nothing wrong with bald. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I actually used to shave my head. It was especially nice like during the summertime. It was nice and cool. You can wear a hat. You don't mess up your hair. Like basically your hair never gets messed up because you don't have any. So it wouldn't be like completely weird, but I like the option of having hair. Oh, Nikki says, so Nikki, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you're talking about this. Said you had no idea at first what this number was in the top until you saw it was a tel link. Did anybody else have that impression? Is it obvious that this is a phone number or not? If it's not obvious, what could I do that would look nice that would make it more obvious that this is a phone number? Because I obviously knew it was a phone number because I put it in there, but I don't know how it appears to other people. So let me know. Do you think this is obvious enough or not? If not, what should I do? Julio says, try this cool new extension for live sessions, VS Live Share on VS Code. That is really awesome. I've heard of that. I haven't had a chance to use it yet, but I would love to use it at some point. Eva says you should bind your class methods or use arrow functions like methods of class. Yeah, I wonder at that point in the stream, I wonder if I was copying and pasting a lot of code, so that may have been stuff I copied and pasted in. If not, if it was stuff I had already coded, then let me know, because if I can improve it, I definitely want to. So anyway, thank you for mentioning that, Ava. Let's see. Destroyer of Worlds says, are you using Sass or styled components? No, we're using... We're using a variety of... We're not using either one of those. We're using like plain CSS, inline CSS. I don't even know. What's it called? CSS and JS? Is that what it's called when we do the CSS as a JavaScript object? So we have a variety of methods. Unfortunately, I don't have Sass set up. But I normally do prefer to use SAS. I've used style components a little bit before in another project, and I think they would be cool if I knew more about them. But I'm not comfortable enough with them yet to really be good with them. Nikki says, "Was that Atlantis Morissette song called Ironic?" It's like rain, incomprehensible gibberish. No, it wasn't ironic. What was the one? What's it called? Let me check. It was You Ought to Know. That was what it was called. It's actually kind of like hardcore. Atlantis Morissette was pretty hardcore back in the day. It was from the Jagged Little Pill album. John Hansen says, I'm doing keto, dropped 20 pounds. Awesome. Congratulations. So I also do intermittent fasting, no more afternoon energy crash, and better focus than ever. Workouts are much better too. That's awesome. That's really cool. Codally says, hi there. Hey, how's it going? Carlos says, having been a university psychology professor for 11 years, I don't think that overtly showing that the University of Catholic is a plus. Yeah, this university is a little bit like so. There's like a small niche of universities that attract like let's say like very devout Catholic students and families. So Franciscan University is one of those, one of the leading universities that does that. So the families that send their kids here and kids that come here, like basically are looking for a place where they won't feel like an outsider for being a devout Catholic, you know. So it is kind of it is a plus for our target audience. So. And that was what some of the students and some of the professors were worried about was like, are we dropping that? You know, are we trying to attract, you know, different students now? Are we trying? So, I mean, that really, it wasn't what we were doing at all. In fact, we were just, unfortunately, what we have happen sometimes is a student will really want to come here, you know, because of the reputation that this is a good place where you can come. You don't have to worry about a lot of bad stuff going on. But they didn't feel like they'd get a good academic education in whatever particular field they wanted to go into, so they went somewhere else. So the idea was, okay, well, let's let those students know that we also have good academics, right? So, Carlos, I think you're right. For a large majority of people out there, you know, they would either could care less about the university being Catholic, or it might be a negative thing. But like I said, we have a kind of a unique niche that we're in right now. Carlos says, I would go with what you had researched or do a blind test showing click-through rate with the Catholic symbol or without it and see which gives you better click-through rate for action. Actually, I really want to do some tests on different images and different things we do and measure click-through rates. So that's going to be something that I hope to get set up soon, so that we can really measure those things, so that when people come to me with ideas or criticisms or complaints, I can have this data to show that, like, you know, I can see why you feel that way, but that's not really what's happening, you know, and show them. I mean, and also I'd like to know what works. You know, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe they're right, you know, so I do really want to have that data. That's a great idea. Oh, okay. I had asked about the phone number. And several of you are saying put a phone icon in front of it. That is a great idea. That's a great idea. I'm going to add that to my Trello board right now. So let me bring over my Trello board just so y'all can see what I have going on here in case you haven't seen it before. So like this is the Algolia search thing, and we just put in 3 Pomodoro sessions, so I'm going to up this to 6 to say that I've already done 6 sessions. I estimated it would take 5, but actually this card was just for research, so I guess I should do another card for implementation. But anyway, the research part only took me like one Pomodoro session before I figured out I definitely want to use this. But let's say add. Okay, and I'm gonna. It says add phone number, add phone icon in front of app bar phone number. I'm gonna estimate that that's gonna take me one Pomodoro session, and then I am going to assign that to myself. There we go. All right. Okay. Okay, Nikki says, I'm not familiar with that format for the telephone number. You know what? Actually, this is not really a common format in the United States. I just like it for style reasons. So I think that's you're not alone in being unfamiliar with that format. I think a lot of people might be, and I didn't even think about it. So normally there would be hyphens and maybe even parentheses. So I think I like the periods, but I agree that's probably confusing. So I think I'm going to go with the icon. I'm going to keep the periods, but I'm going to go with the phone icon that makes it really obvious. All right. Swaga says, Nikki, that's how most toll-free numbers look, minus the periods in between. Yeah. I mean, the periods are not really common. I don't really know where I picked that up from, but I saw it on a site before, and I thought that looks kind of cool. Gerald Perez says, "What are you doing?" Well, we're just kind of finishing up doing some question and answer. We did some coding earlier. Morrow says, add phone. Okay, so a lot of you say add phone icon. I appreciate the feedback from you all. I think that's a great idea. It looks like Gerald is not a fan of Alanis Morissette. So I'm telling you, her early stuff I think is pretty good. I think it's better. I'm not a huge fan of her later stuff, but she was really edgy at first, and I liked it. Nikki says, the devout Catholics seeing the site will immediately link Franciscan with, St. Francis. So it's not needed, in my opinion, but I get the point. Nikki, that is a great point. Like I said, I'm not going to make a big deal about it or argue because, I mean, at the end of the day, I want to code. I want to make things, right, that are performant and look nice, right? So content is not even exactly my thing. And unless it starts affecting performance or like really messing up the look of the site, and then I want to get involved. But I think you are right. I think it's an overreaction on the part of the people that were saying it. Is that the people? You're right. The people who are devout Catholics will know that Franciscan University is a Catholic school, right? And they will understand the reputation and. There's a ton of other information on the rest of the website, in our social media, on our YouTube, that will definitely explain that. So, yeah, I think what images do I end up having? Like this one, right, with the students praying, right? Images like that, I think, will help to calm, so people can just calm down and realize, like, we're not trying to take away anything. So, I think that'll be good. But at the same time, it is kind of odd to see that as like, hey, I'm looking for a university so I can get a degree, so I can get a job, and this is your image here. So it's just like, it's an interesting thing, right? There are several like schools of thought here on campus about like who we are as a university, and I think there's a good group of people that realize that we're a mix of different things, right? There's all kind of reasons that people come here, but then there's some very opposite groups that say, like, we need to focus on academics, right? Academics is the main thing, and there are other people who say, like, no, we need to focus on our faith, and like that's why people want to come here, and so. Yeah, there's a huge difference. And then even within the academics, it's like some people say, well, we we don't care about making people job ready. We're going to learn for the sake of learning, and there are other people that are saying no, like we need to have programs that will enable students to like provide for their families and get jobs and things. So there's just a whole lot of discussion. It, and something as visible as the front page of the main website becomes the focus of discussion, because everybody sees it. So anyway, we actually did have data that showed that students really responded positively to like aerial like drone footage and stuff. So that's why we threw this in here. Carlos says, you guys need to do market research for those things. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we have market research, but number one, like, it's just not everybody has seen the research, right? It's not like we publish it everywhere, although there's no reason why we couldn't. So not everybody's seen the research, and even when people do see the research, people want to like think how they want to think, right? It's hard to convince them otherwise. So if they already have this opinion that they hold strongly, even when you show them the research, they come up with all these reasons why it doesn't matter, right? So when I make decisions, I really try to follow the research. That way I always have that to fall back on. It's like, this is not my opinion, or at least it's as little about my opinion as I can make it. And it's more about the numbers. It's more about what we see from the research. So when I was redoing this page for the last time, I had a PDF of the market research open at the same time and was looking at it all and saying, okay, this is what we want. I also had like the most visited pages on the website from analytics over the past year up, saying like, this is what people are clicking on. So anyway. So I'm with you right there. Like, Carlos, I'm totally on board with that. I think that's the way we need to go. We need to get data on everything, and we need to actually do things based on that data. That's not exactly how things have been done in the past here. So it just takes a while for people to switch over and learn to trust the data and not, their intuition about things. So it's just going to take. Not everybody's going to change. Some people are really excited about the change, and they're like, "Yes, finally." Other people, they resist it. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, my department is pretty far ahead when it comes to this kind of stuff. I've been here 3 years, and since day one, I've been trying to get data and make decisions based on data. So we've come a long way from where we were. And hopefully it'll get better. But anyway, I'm getting far afield from actual coding here. Anyway, my department is marketing, by the way. So I'm not like in IT or anything like that. I'm in marketing. So market research and as much data as we can get from that, from our analytics, is very important to us. Let's see. Oh, wow. I've been streaming for over 2 hours now. Okay, so it looks like I've gotten through all the questions. Thank you all so much for watching and for all the help. There's definitely like several times in the stream where I would have been stuck, and you all helped me out. So I appreciate you watching, and appreciate all the kind comments that you all had today, and on social media. And yeah, don't forget to. I'm active mostly on Twitter and on Instagram, but check it out. If you're interested, I do put some content up on both of those platforms. I also have my own YouTube channel. I think there's a link in the description of this video. I haven't done anything on there for a while, but I really would like to. I have some tutorial videos and things like that. So if you like what I'm doing here and you want to see more of it, you can check that out. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it for me. So once again, thank you so much, and have a great weekend. I should be back with another stream on Monday.